YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This from my city, yeah, this from my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm a champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
After a 2-2 tie in regular season play, these familiar foes go to battle once more for a chance to advance to the MIAA semifinals and take on the number 1 overall seed, Hope College. Hello and welcome to Docking Family Stadium, where my partner Nathan Lindner and myself, Jack Whitehead, will be up here in the booth on the call on this Saturday afternoon. The Hornets enter play having not lost since October 18th. They enter with a 2-2-3 record in conference play, led by number 20, Lucas Ruiz, with 5 goals. They will have Jandareski, number 32, in net. He's played 15 of 16 games. Overall, all 4 wins coming via the shutout. For Adrian, coming off losses to number 1 and number 2, Hope College and Calvin University in conference play. They enter with a 3-3-1 record. They're led by number 17, Kyle Jennings, who has 5 goals. Eli Sizemore, number 1, will be in net as he's played 17 games of the 18 the Bulldogs have played. I will throw it over to you, Nate. Get your voice pumping for this MIAA battle with some game notes.
Yeah, November turns the clock, and we are getting ready for playoff soccer here at MIAA. It's Docking Family Stadium. The weather's chilly, but energy is pumping here throughout the stadium. We're ready to get going in just a few short minutes. As we look to some team comparisons throughout the season between both Adrian and Kalamazoo, goals per game, Adrian only averaging .72, whereas Kalamazoo is averaging right on the dot 1 goal a game. Goals against for Adrian is 2.28, but that's a little misleading because they did have that one game against Western Michigan University where they lost 9-0. So if you take that game out of it, the goals against average is 1.88 for Kalamazoo, 1.69. And then shots a game, Adrian only averaging just short of 7, and Kalamazoo just above 10. So look at some of the other stats here, shots on goal. When you look at this on paper, you'd like to think Kalamazoo would be the favorite here, despite Adrian having the better record in the MIAA, which causes them to have the home game here, which we didn't think was going to happen until their last game on this Wednesday against Calvin, even though they lost 5-0. Maybe a little good luck from Kalamazoo. They tied 1-1. So these two teams are about as evenly matched as you can get. Maybe Kalamazoo a little more favored on paper, but Adrian gets the home crowd advantage. They don't have to travel. They get to stay here in their nice warm beds, wake up in the morning, have a nice easy breakfast, come to the pitch, and get ready to play Kalamazoo Hornets, who comes in today, like you said, 4-8-4 overall. They've been struggling, but they played a lot of good, tough competition. Also, like you said, 4 wins, all via the shutout. So we'll see how the offensive attack works for Kalamazoo against Adrian's defensive-minded set.
Yeah, kind of going over the last time these two teams played. Like you mentioned, it was kind of all Kalamazoo. All 4 goals coming in the second half, which we've seen a lot from both these teams over the calendar year. Evan Polens-Voigt got the scoring started just under the 50-minute mark. Hadi Saad on a penalty kick, actually, for the Bulldogs. Got that one evened up, and then a penalty kick literally a minute and a half after from Henry Plumstead, his third of the year, got Kalamazoo the lead, and then Dominic Kreichmer at 84-14 of the second half got his second goal of the year to even that one up, getting the Bulldogs and Hornets tied. Kalamazoo, though, 18 shots and 8 of which on net. Bulldogs only had 4 shots on net. Corner kicks, it was all Kalamazoo, 9-5. They had 7 corner kicks in that second half of action. And the Bulldogs committing 26 fouls to the Kalamazoo Hornets 13. We also had 5 yellow cards. So maybe this game could get a bit chippy later into the game, depending on which team kind of goes in front and grabs the momentum early.
Yeah, Adrian's going to have to clean things up a little bit. 26 fouls against is way too many, especially considering the Hornets only committed 13. I think set pieces could really decide this one. Both teams have shown efficiency on penalty kicks this year, especially if it gets inside the goalie box. It's almost a guaranteed goal. But especially if you look on a penalty kick, on a foul committed, if it's inside maybe the 30 or 40-yard line, those can be very dangerous as we see some of the height advantages that maybe Kalamazoo has compared to the smaller players, but faster on Adrian's side. As we're looking at the starting lineups right now, we're just about a couple minutes away from kickoff, getting ready for national anthem here. But Adrian's looking for that breakthrough. You know, they've been in close ones, and Jennings is their catalyst. Like I said, 5 goals, no one really close to him, has no assists though. But it's going to be Kalamazoo's defense that's been steady all year. Jandareski's composure in goal gives them a confidence to play higher up because they know he's going to be in the back of the net and able to stop anything that's really going to come his way.
Yeah, Kyle Jennings did get the only goal in that win against Trine University, the last Bulldogs win that we have saw. That was right here at Docking Family Stadium to really bump them into that 4 seed, and then they never looked back, although falling, like you said, to Hope and Calvin, number 2 and number 1. The winner of this match will travel to Hope on Wednesday. Hopefully it's the Bulldogs, but you never know. Like we mentioned earlier, though, 4 goals for both teams in the first half all year, and these two teams combined for 4 in the second half. The last 2 times these guys have played, like I just mentioned, the winner plays Hope, number 1 overall seed Hope College, on November 5th. But I think that is just about do it for us. We're going over starting lineups right now. We will take a short break with you, head to national anthem. We will get everyone caught up on starting lineups when we return. But you are watching MIAA quarterfinal action between the Hornets and the Bulldogs next here on ACTV.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Welcome back into the booth. Myself, Jack Whitehead, my partner, Nathan Linder, could not be more excited to get this MIAA quarterfinal action underway. Starting lineups have been announced. It will be the 2 goaltenders we expected. Eli Sizemore will be in net, the 5'11 sophomore for the Bulldogs. And then for Kalamazoo College, it will be Jackson Jandareski from DeWitt, Michigan. He's the freshman, number 32, will be standing in the crease for the Kalamazoo Hornets. Both teams taking the pitch right now. Throw it over to you. Any final thoughts before we get underway here?
No, just good to see Jandreski, the true freshman from DeWitt, Michigan, getting the start in net like he's been all year, 15 out of 16 games. And then Eli Sizemore, the captain, he's really been the backbone of this Adrian defense. It's going to count on both of these goaltenders are going to be huge in this game, but it's going to have to take place in the middle of the pitch. Who can control the possession in the neutral zone, and who's able to break out those opportunities when it comes their way, and that way you need to take advantage of it because they don't come around very often.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bulldogs huddling up right at the 20, 25-yard line. The Hornets will start with the ball. Neither of these teams have advanced past the quarterfinal stage of the MIAA playoffs since 2021 for the Hornets, and then the Bulldogs since 2018. Both teams are looking to overcome some adversity. Bulldogs are set to go. Hornets are set to go. We are set to go up here in the booth. We've got MIAA quarterfinal action. Referee checking in with goaltenders. He looks set. We're set here. Players are set. And Ammon Burns will kick it off, number 2, and the Hornets are in possession early. They take it quickly down right into the Bulldogs' end. That is taken out, and that will dribble out for a quick Kalamazoo College throw-in. Will be taken by Joey Basil. We'll see if he's close enough to try and get one of those wind up and chuck it into the box. He's right in front of this Adrian College bench. He does just that. It does get into the box, headed away nicely by the Bulldogs. It will go out of bounds, just out of the reach of Jennings. And Basil will get his second throw-in.
Really nice play there by Connor Hayes. That ball had a lot of spin on it, and the wind playing a big factor here this one.
Yeah, Bulldogs trying to get it out. Finally do. Just kicked once again, though, out of play. Almost into the stands. Basil will get his third throw-in. So we are just under a minute into this game. But yeah, wind and sort of a mugging day as that ball is thrown all the way in, and Sizemore does come out to secure it. No sun, all clouds. Sort of a chillier day. Wind definitely could play a factor in this one as Brian Baker takes it on the right side. Throws it over. That is Aiden Biter. Biter turns it over, then gets it to Kyle Peterson. Peterson hounding the Kalamazoo defense. And then Kalamazoo just kicks that one out of play for a Bulldog throw-in. Bulldogs take it quickly. They're flopping sides here. Kick back into the middle. Bulldogs with possession. Was tried to kick up by Nick Miller. Could not get that through, and that is played downfield to Henry Plumstead. Plumstead second on the Kalamazoo College team in goals. He has 4. Of course, led by number 20, Lucas Ruiz, who has 5. Kalamazoo takes that throw in, does give it away. The ball is kicked in the air way up there. Both teams joust for it. Taken by the Bulldogs, played over to Jennings. Plays it outside. That ball is just kicked down for possession. Kicked back into the Bulldog end, headed away by Basil, and that's going to dribble out of bounds for a Bulldog throw-in.
Just a little kickball going on here early on. No team can really hold the possession. They're just trying to get it in a position where they can attack, but I'd like to see the ball stay on the turf a little longer, work feet to feet, and instead of spending a lot of time up in the air, maybe that wind playing more of a factor.
Going back and forth here right in midfield once again. Ball is kicked down. Kreichmer does go back. He's got Holden on him, and Holden forces another throw-in. Basil once again, but that is the 4th throw-in now for the Hornets deep into Bulldog territory.
Yeah, and they've all been right about that exact same spot.
The Bulldogs defending a lot here early as that is thrown into the box, headed up, headed back into the box by Matuza. Ball is loose, kicked out of harm's way finally, but it headed right back in. Now Brian Baker does head it to safety. Now Basil and the Hornets right back in. We will get our first whistle as Peterson maybe bumped Basil a little bit too much. The referee does blow the whistle.
And here's one of those set pieces right at the 35-yard line. Adrian's been on the defense a lot this opening 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of these where you can definitely get it there. There's 3 or 4 Hornets there in the box. This kick is taken out wide, kicked onto the hill, out of the end zone. I believe that was number 22, Antoine Kondracki. Really not sure what he was thinking there. That ball dribbles out of play, and Sizemore will have his first goal kick just under 5 minutes to go, or 5 minutes in to this first half.
I think maybe just a miss hit right there. Kind of caught the wrong part of his foot, way off to the wide of the goal.
Sizemore will kick it away. There's a low one like you wanted. Goes by everyone right to Jennings. Jennings plays a nice one into the middle, a give and go. Jennings racing after it, gets hit hard. Ball was already out of bounds. Basil takes the throw in quickly. Kreichmer with it now for the Bulldogs. Back to Sizemore. Sizemore plays it up. Tough position for Hayes. All he can do is kick it to the 30-yard line. Basil right back in. He crosses one that's off the shoulder of Soper, headed by Peterson, and he will take possession. Now the Bulldogs looking in Soper. Get it upfield. Played out to Baker. That is given away, and here come the Hornets. They chance. Through ball to Lucas Ruiz. That is their top guy. He's got one-on-one, makes a move to the inside, crosses it dangerously into the box. Nice defense there by the Bulldogs. Referee does blow the whistle. It will be another kick for Eli Sizemore. His head coach Charlie Miles starts yelling out instructions for the Bulldogs.
I think they might have called a handball. I didn't see the referee's flag go up on the line here to volunteer an offside, so perhaps they caught the hand of a Kalamazoo player, and then Bulldogs get the free kick here. The ref directs him to back it up. And he kind of poked that one out a little further than he was able to.
Yeah, we see that all the time, especially on some throw-ins. Ball goes out at 1 yard line, and the opposing team just moves it up a little bit. Sizemore kicks it away. Dumped right back in by Elijah Vu. Back on it is Taylor. Heads it back to Sizemore, who takes it early. Over to Kreichmer. He goes over to Hayes. Hayes plays it in the middle. Brody Plumstead. 2 Plumsteads on this team for the Hornets. They are number 10 and number 11. So that ball is kicked errantly. And Sizemore will take control of it once again. Sizemore boots this one up. Brian Baker tried to hit that one, could not do so. Kalamazoo just kicks that one out of play. 7 minutes in, Bulldogs really with no offensive pressure so far. So here we go as Jennings plays one to Peterson. Off his foot and cleared by Basil.
I think that touch right there was the first time we've seen the ball inside of Kalamazoo's 20-yard line. We haven't seen any action from Jędrzejewski.
Yeah, Jędrzejewski on a cold night. Of course, you want to kind of touch the ball early. Just like in hockey, we say no shots in the first 10 or so minutes. Could be dangerous as that is a late whistle on Jaron Taylor. Coach is not in agreement. We will have our first real dangerous set piece coming right at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, came in from behind. That was number 30, Griffin Parr. He played the ball, but I think his right leg caught the back of the leg of one of the Kalamazoo players, and now this one going to be taken just outside the 15-yard line. You see the ref putting down the marker with the spray paint, not spray paint, it's some kind of little string. You really don't see that often, and you see it a lot in like where the pros where they'll mark the line of where the ball should be.
And Vu and Ruiz line up. So it's going to be Ruiz. He takes it on net. Diving save by Sizemore. Don't think he got a hand on it, but that did just go wide. Awfully close as it hits the netting behind the net. Early dangerous opportunity for Lucas Ruiz to put the Hornets up 1 to no avail.
Well, we said the set pieces could play a big factor, And that one right there was really close. Ruiz just missed outside, and I think that's great positioning by the Bulldogs wall. It didn't catch any part of the wall. It just went outside of the right, and the ball went outside of the goal. So clearly it was good positioning by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Sizemore fully dove. He really got that whole net covered. Out of his reach would be outside. Bulldogs try to get some offensive attack going. It is Baker once again. Played over Nick Miller. Plays it forward. Really nobody there. The Hornets are right back into Bulldog territory. Miller hounding. Does win the throw-in. Number 25 there, Junior Matuza for the Hornets. So we are just under 10 minutes in. Still no goals. Didn't really expect any early goals between these two teams. Both real second half teams. We expect second half to have a lot of fireworks, but one team can take a goal and go into the locker room with a lead. Could play big in the momentum factor.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of opportunities here early on for Kalamazoo. Obviously, the one set piece right there was the closest they've come. But Adrian has had no offense as of yet in the first half. But like you said, if one team could score early, they can hold the energy moving into the second half. And no goals were scored in the first time these two teams played. So they're looking to change things up here.
As Kreichmer and Holden go to battle, referee's arm is up. Have an offsides. Sizemore will get his third or fourth kickoff. As Kyle Jennings up here getting instructions from one of the Bulldogs assistants. I believe it is Adrian Rakapi, assistant head coach. Sizemore will take this one. Sizemore boots this one long way down there. Peterson jumped up for the header. Jennings pressuring Kalamazoo defense. Played in the middle is Biter. Chance for Jennings, plays it back to Biter. Ball is free. Headed away. Baker with it now. Baker, see if he can get across into the box. Plays it smartly. Nice defense. Baker still with it. Still loose in the box. Finally booted away by a Hornet defender. Then off the head of Kreichmer will be another throw in here for the Hornets.
Yeah, that's a nice play there by Evan Pollins-Voigt. He stepped up to Baker. As Baker was trying to get the cross into the middle of the field, he put his foot right there and able to send it off the wrong way.
Another long throw in. Bulldogs heading this one around. Hayes plays it up the middle. Jennings is after it. Ball is loose to Plumstead. And a big collision there. Referee just says, nope, play on. Ball does go out of bounds. It will be another throw-in for Kalamazoo. And that was big. Lucas Ruiz, the junior, using his body.
Yeah, that's a clean play right there. Using the shoulder to bump off the defending player. It's not illegal. You can hit with your shoulder as long as it's not egregious, and especially if you don't chicken wing your arm out.
Another long throw-in by Basil. It is loose in the box, headed towards net. Sizemore does come up with it. Another real dangerous chance here for the Hornets as Sizemore boots that one up quickly. Now a fight for it and a push off there by Baker. Referee blows it, taken quickly by the Hornets. And kind of just given away as that ball's going to trickle out of play. Referee blowing the whistle here quite a bit early. Not letting these two teams, these two physical teams, really get into a rhythm.
Yeah, Kalamazoo kind of played that one a little quicker than maybe they wanted to. They wanted to play it quick, except the player they were looking for maybe wasn't ready. As soon as he kicked it, he's kind of like, oh, I'm not ready. He's not ready for it yet, and then kind of just extends it a nothing goal kick right back to where we were. Excuse me, Jack. I'm a little sore here. When the ball is kicked into the middle of the pitch, I see them trying to play it out of their head a lot more often. It's dangerous if you can get it down on the grass, because then an opposing player, the player on offense, can kick it to the goal, and that's with a lot more power than you can get it off your head.
Bulldogs in possession here, played over to Jennings. And Peterson pressured there by Kondracki. Kondracki heads it out of bounds. Taken quickly here. Peterson with it. Always in the center. Peterson still trying to get it. And finally booted away into Bulldog territory. And that is Griffin Parr, who just kicks it up to Baker. Seen a lot of Baker early. A few fouls called on him, but he's been very aggressive. That ball is poked away by the Hornet. Yeah, referee now changes his mind. It looked like Baker just dribbled that one out of play by himself. Will be another throw in here for the Hornets as we touch down on this 30-minute mark of the first half. On a half really dominated by the Hornets. Hornets with it again in Bulldog territory. Played into the middle, headed away by Kreichmer. More bodies on the turf. Referee does blow the whistle this time in favor of the Bulldogs. We will have another free kick. Stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at AdrianCollegeTV today. Getting into that crossover season here at ACTV, a lot of sports being played, a lot of games throughout the week. Great time to come work for AdrianCollegeTV as the Hornets with possession. Another whistle will be on the Bulldogs once again. Quite a few people in the stands for this quarterfinal matchup. Not the best day, but the fans are powering through.
Yeah, unfortunately for the fans, the wind coming straight towards our box. It's a west wind, so they don't get any protection from their backs. So they get the wind right in their face, but hopefully get a good show here as the MIAA quarterfinal is underway.
There's Baker with it again. Deflects off a Hornet player. Baker using those hops. Heads it way away, and now a chance here for the Hornets. They are in, headed towards the net. And that was Henry Plumstead. Sizemore did come up with it. Another dangerous opportunity for the Hornets.
Yeah, Plumstead a little too aggressive on that last header. That's what caused the referee to blow his whistle and why we have a penalty kick inside the box instead of Sizemore. Could have just had a punt happen, but now he kicks it there and we keep going.
Sizemore to the middle of the field. Taken here and controlled by the Bulldogs. It is Soper. Plays it out to Jennings. Jennings makes a nice move. Makes Basil miss. Jennings plays it into the center. Baker with a chance on net. Scores! Brian Baker, the freshman, puts the Bulldogs on the board at the 28-minute mark.
How about that for your first goal of the season? Brian Baker coming into the middle on a beautiful move by Jennings to get it across. And Baker with the left foot puts it home into the back of the net. And they take the 1-0 lead. If you catch it here on the replay, Baker just comes flying in, no man on him. And he puts it home, puts the Bulldogs up 1-0. This is huge for the Bulldogs. They can maintain this momentum even at a second one coming in quickly. This would be big for the Bulldogs moving into the half. As we've said, Jandareski has really not had a whole lot of action here early in the first half, so one of the faster balls he's seen today, it beats him.
Yeah, and a really nice play there from the leader of this Bulldog team, and Kyle Jennings, making Joey Basil miss the defender and then crossing that one perfectly right into the wheelhouse of Brian Baker. The freshman gets his first goal in a massive position as we have more rough stuff in the middle.
That one's going to be a card.
I think this is going to go. It will on Brody Plumstead. He will get a yellow. That was number 11 on number 11. As Kyle Peterson forced the issue. Now the Bulldogs riding a little bit of this momentum.
Well, that was really quick. 2 seconds after the kickoff and already a penalty. That one maybe just a little retaliation after the goal gets hit against you. Kind of just frustration right there.
Bulldogs will take this one. It will be Nick Miller. Referee blows the whistle. Miller chips this one, trying to hit Jennings off his head. Looked like he lost his balance there early. He's frustrated with himself. As Jandareski will boot this ball away. Sort of like a drop kick there. See that in rugby as Bryant Baker was floating through the air once again. Lands on the turf. Looks to be all right. Bulldogs flip the field here over to Connor Hayes. Nice first touch, and he is by. Brody Plumstead, and now Basil flips this one away back to the Bulldogs in possession once again. Played back through, and Jennings, here comes Jandareski. They collide. Net is empty, and a really nice defensive play by, I believe that was number 2, Antoine Kondracki. All for naught as the referee's arm is up. But the Bulldogs playing with some momentum in this Hornets end as we hit the 27-minute mark of this opening half.
Yeah, Kalamazoo really controlled the possession early on. They had a lot of offensive pressure, but as of this last 10 minutes or so, the Bulldogs have been really on the attack, especially on that goal, obviously culminating in all that. But then this last couple of chances here, Jennings, I think he was blown dead for the offsides. On the pass that he got, he moved it to the middle. That's when the defenders collided, so it was blown dead offsides at that point, but still a really good opportunity there.
Another throw in here. Joey Basil might be getting tired of using his arms. He's had quite a few throw-ins right in front of this Bulldog bench. Played up to Henry Plumstead. Henry Plumstead, the senior forward. Brody Plumstead is a midfielder. He's a freshman. Joey Basil, though, will get another opportunity to throw this one deep into Bulldog territory. Does just that. That is played nicely right back to Basil. Out of play. And we'll do it once again. So we see some Bulldog players warming up along the sidelines. Basil takes this one again. Throws it in. Ball is loose there for a second. Taken out by Taylor. Now back. Sizemore had to be ready for that one. A nice chance there. Sizemore does make the save. I believe that is his second or maybe third save already. He's been the busier of the two goalies, and he's had to be sharp. He's answered the bell so far.
Yeah, Sizemore jumped up for that one. It was a really good ball, heading almost straight towards the crossbar. So obviously, Eli Sizemore plays it safe and just collects it instead of leaving it to chance.
There was a long ball to Peterson. He looked to be free behind the Hornet defense. Jandareski does come out and play it. He does another one of those drop kicks, and that ball is going to come trickling out of bounds. So we have our first two substitutions ready to check in. Will be Andy Ignatovich and Heidi Saad. Once a whistle blows again, here they come. As Kyle Peterson will sit for the time being, as well as Aiden Biter. They will both sit. Charlie Miles keeping his team fresh. Throw-in is taken by Hayes. Hayes plays it long, and a chance here for the Bulldogs. Poked away on a nice defensive play. Here come the Hornets. Hornets are loose. That was Burns. Adamant that he got fouled. Referee not having it. Burns still arguing. That one is off the foot of Holden. Will be another Bulldog throw-in.
Yeah, Burns on that little run there. Thought he got bumped a little bit too much. And he might get a little talking to, if not a card, after complaining after all that. Or maybe this is just a stoppage for Jennings to get checked out. He might have got scratched. But that's just some of the stereotype you see with soccer. Obviously, the big stereotype is it's a big flopping sport, right? Kind of got to sell the call to see what happens. But really, some of these calls are valid. You know, they hit them hard where they're not supposed to. They deck a little shoulder into them. But the players sell it. The referees don't really see it that much, and then they call for it. Interesting enough, Jennings is still on the sideline, and I don't know if they've brought in a sub for him yet.
Don't think they have. I think a little bit of work was being done to his left arm. I think he's ready to get back into this one.
Well, Bulldogs were playing with 10 players for the time being, but he's on the sideline now, so maybe a substitution did come in for him. It's going to be injury substitution.
And a chance here taken. Sizemore had to be sharp there. Does deflect that one over the net. It hits the upright. It will be a corner kick. And here comes Jennings once again. And nobody's coming off, so I guess the Bulldogs were playing a man down there for a bit. Jennings, thankfully, is a forward, so they weren't missing him too much on the defense. But now a cross in here. We'll have our corner kick here for the Hornets. Played lower. Sizemore boots that one out. And a chance there for Henry Plumstead. And that ball gets booted away. Now more collisions. As here come the Bulldogs. Played up, and Saad now with it. Plays it through. That is Ignatovic. The two subs for the Bulldogs play catch. Ignatovic with it. Plays it back, and the Bulldogs with possession. Played to the middle, and that is Soper. Far side, it is Miller. Crosses it in, headed away easily. Comes back out. Soper with it again. Now played to Saad in the middle. He is a poor first touch. And now Brody Plumstead is away, trying to find his brother. That is played a dangerous tackle there by Jaron Taylor, but he gets successful, goes for another one, and here's a chance for the Hornets. Crossed in, diving play by the Bulldog defense. As this game starts to open up a little bit, another corner kick here upcoming for the Hornets.
Yeah, what an up and down momentum shifts right there. As from the corner we had about a minute ago.
As we take this corner kick again very early. Not much time wasted. I get they're losing, but still have a whole another half to play. And now some room to run for Baker. He gets hit hard by Vu. Two of the smaller guys on the pitch collide. Now a free ball, and Kreichmer goes back. Holden on him. Holden gets there in time. Ball is played to the boundary. Holden takes it away. Holden and Hayes battling. Holden kicks one a little bit too far out of the box, but it is run down by Plumstead. He gets it taken away on a nice defensive play. That is played to the middle. Now Jennings with it. Jennings plays it to the outside. Burns takes him down, and Burns has got to be careful as he is still chirping at the referee.
Yeah, he's getting really heated. Had that incident earlier where he was on his run getting bumped up, and now he's almost demonstrating to the ref. You got to think the ref is saying, enough, anything more, and you're going to get a card. He's got to be really careful here.
Yeah, Burns a little bit over-eager here. He is letting the referee have it. And Saad will take this free kick. Bulldogs, as we hit this 20-minute mark with a chance. Saad does play it long. Nobody home for the Bulldogs as that is caught by Jackson Jandareski. He drop kicks another one and taking it quickly. These Hornets players play with a lot of pace. As Taylor goes after it. Plumstead on him. Taylor runs over Matuza. Does get a whistle. I mean, nothing he can really do there. He's going full speed. Matuza just blocks his path. Now a race forward at the boundary. Played and given away. Here is Burns. Burns getting hounded. He's not going to like it if he doesn't get a whistle. Given away. Jennings gets pushed to the ground. Basil harassing Assad, and he does get the whistle. Bulldogs, another kick here upcoming.
It's interesting how Jandareski, he does do that drop kick. At first I thought maybe he just dropped a little too quickly, but that is definitely on purpose. If the ball hits the ground and then he kicks it, instead of trying to punt it straight out of the air. I know sometimes when you do punt it out of the air, it can catch a shin before it hits your foot, and then you get almost no power on it. And I think Kalamazoo, they're playing with a lot of pace here, not only because they're losing. Obviously, they have a whole other half to work with. But just once you have the pressure, it's important to keep applying it. Because when you catch the Bulldogs on their heels, that is when they're vulnerable.
Sizemore comes way up to midfield to take that one. He's got to get back to his net. A little bit more urgency wouldn't hurt. This ball is played all the way down, and it will trickle out the back end, and it will be a kick for Jandareski. So we have another substitution. It would be Simon Dawid. He will come on. Number 16, sophomore midfielder.
Yeah, Sizemore, he's one of those guys that's not afraid to come out of his box when their team's on offense. I remember saw a couple of games last year where the Bulldogs would control it in the opposing third, and he would be up to the 20, 25-yard line just directing traffic left and right, saying we're good, one on, you got time to work with, anything like that. But I think especially this season with the Bulldogs maybe a little struggling on defense, he plays a little more in the box, a little more safely. That way he can get back in case of a quick offensive pressure from the opposition.
Does come out and smother that one. I think defenders like when you have a vocal leader on the back end in Sizemore. He boots this one way up there. And a nice first touch there in the middle. The Hornets do come up with it regardless. That is played, nice play by Griffin Parr. Bulldogs go on the counterattack to Baker. Baker plays it back. The center to Soper. Flips sides to Miller. Miller makes a nice move. Burns pushes him off. Miller still with it. Plays a through one to Sod. They're going to call it on Sod. Kondracki, I believe, number 22, sold that one. So we at the 17-minute mark in this opening half. Bulldogs with an early lead from Brian Baker. Put them up 1-0. Jandareski will take this. Headed away by Sod. Nice play by Polens Voigt. In the middle. Headed up in the air. Burns. Pressuring. Flipping sides over to Baker. Ruiz on him. He's been a little bit quiet here this afternoon. Now the Bulldogs, Baker try to flip the counterattack, and that ball is going to dribble out of bounds. Matuza for the Hornets pressured well and got that the throw-in for the Hornets. That is played quickly again.
Yeah, Ruiz playing on the front left wing on the offense. When Kalamazoo had their chances early on in the first half, it was more on the right side. So we really didn't see a lot of him because he's on the far side of the pitch. Obviously, a throw-in's not going to get to him. So unless they decide to play it short and then kick it across the field to try to play it to him, they're really not going to get to him.
Jandareski boots this one away. Played back, Plumstead. Now to Vu. Vu dribbling. Comes far side to Kondracki. He boots one, far side. Headed away by the Bulldog defense to Sod. Sod kicks it right back where it came from. Basil and Peterson collide. Ball is driven by Kondracki. Taken away. Now a push there by Holden. So I believe Burns once again coming to the defense of Holden. And I believe the referee is going to have a talk with head coach Mike Haynes about maybe some of this complaining.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Boy, Burns is towing a fine line when it comes to arguing with the referee. I think the referees gave him a little more of a leash than maybe he should have, especially considering it's a playoff game. But maybe that's also the other side of it, is that it is a playoff game. You want to let him play a little bit more. You don't want to take him out of it by giving him a yellow card just because he was talking to you. You want to make him earn it on the pitch.
Burns, right on cue, makes 2-3 nice moves. Gets taken down. Does draw this whistle. That looked like a pretty clear foul. That ball goes soaring out of play.
Yeah, soccer is one of those sports where I remember when I played, when things wouldn't go your way, you would get really frustrated. And especially with 11 people on the field, you're not always going to get the opportunities you want. You know, you're going to have to play a little more patient, play a little on the side. And then when it does come your way, you have the ball in your possession, and then people are bumping you left and right. You really can't have any room to work with. It's just a tough sport to really play, and it can be really frustrating at times. You got 45-minute half, and you have no breaks in between.
Yeah, we've seen a few people get frustrated here early. I'm sure tensions will boil over in this second half if Sizemore comes out, makes a play, especially this being what could be the last game of the season. Tensions might boil over.
Well, it will be the last game for the season for one of these teams.
Yeah. Sizemore takes this. Kicks this one away. Over everyone. Goes all the way back to Basil. Now Sod hits this one forward. Sod hounding Plumstead. Ball does leave play, and the Bulldogs will get a throw-in out of this, I believe, is Sod. Nice pressure there. It will be Nick Miller, number 22, throwing this one in. Takes it to Brian Baker, who has a chance, makes a man miss, plays it to the center. That is kicked away. Kicked all the way back down to midfield. It's Kreichmer with it there.
Collins Voigt again with the last line of defense. He seems to be the main guy here. Steps up, makes the play, is able to kick that one out.
Now a chance here for the Hornets. Basil getting pressured, does draw a whistle. So Owen Soper takes that foul.
Crowd getting into it a little more here as we near the end of the first half, and a lot of these fouls coming up here really drawing the vocals of the crowd. Got a lot of Adrian fans and Kalamazoo fans. Is not too far of a ride, about 2 hours, and obviously for a playoff game, you're of course going to make the trip.
So it'll be, I believe, Antoine Kondracki, number 22, will take this. As the referee and Burns have a lighter discussion here. Burns doesn't seem to be that angry, but Kondracki will take this just inside that 30-yard line. Pushing and shoving in the box. Kondracki does take this one. It's a lower one. And it'll be played back to Kondracki just out of his reach. Bulldogs will win a throw-in. So we hit that 12-minute mark of this opening half. Don't just dream about college, experience it. Bulldog 101 gives future Bulldogs a full day on campus with tours, receptions, and more. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions. Bulldogs trying to up this lead. Played cross to Nick Miller. Now played long. Jennings looked a bit hesitant. Doesn't seem too thrilled with himself, as we will have the first substitution for the Hornets. It will be Colby Connor. He will be taking off Lucas Ruiz. I'm sure we'll see him later, but maybe a little bit of a spark here. Head coach Mike Haynes.
Yeah, taking out Ruiz here, he hasn't really been much of a factor. We've hardly called his name. And maybe just giving him a breather the last 11 minutes of the first half, and then obviously you get 15 during halftime. So he'll probably look to come out strong in the second half, really make a presence. Might maybe want to set things up and work through him.
There's Jennings with it now, making people miss. Takes it with the left, just over. And I believe it will be, yes, it was deflected. Another bullet there in the left foot of Kyle Jennings. The Bulldogs will win their first corner kick of the afternoon.
Boy, what a strike just from about the 18-yard line from Kyle Jennings. I'm not sure if he's a lefty or if he's just that good at shooting it with both legs. Either way, that was an absolute laser just above the crossbar, and Jędrzejewski had to be safe and put a paw on it, but it goes out of play. So Bulldogs, I believe, first, maybe second corner kick of the night?
It'll be the Bulldogs first. The Hornets have two already. Kick is in dangerously. Jędrzejewski had to be sharp. That ball deflects all the way into the other corner, and then finally just booted away. Headed by Plumstead. Chance here for Vu. He's running after it. Bulldogs will just have to head this one out, and then a collision. Referee says stand up. Bulldogs end up with a throw-in. So we have two more Bulldog substitutions. We've seen this a lot through the year for Charlie Miles. Not afraid to go to his bench. It's Owen Emmert and Nicholas Kiafoulis will come in. Soper takes his seat along with the goal scorer, Baker. So we have 9:05 remaining and counting.
Yeah, going back to that corner kick, it's a really nice play there by Jackson Jędrzejewski. you're almost at a big advantage as the goalkeeper. When the corner kick comes in, you can go up and jump and reach with your hand and knock that thing out. You can reach up about 8 feet, maybe even 9 above everyone else's heads, who can only get up about 7 to 8 feet with their jump. So it's really a huge advantage for the goalkeeper. It's a really big point of emphasis when you're talking about corner kicks, right? For the offense, you want to get it close to the goal, so that way it's just a nice, easy tap-in for the offense, but then you're risking it just being right into the hands of the goalkeeper, like we had in Sizemore here a couple times. Early on one of the corner kicks for the Hornets, Sizemore did just that. He punched it out, and that's what went up and down the pitch in that quick 1-minute span where Bulldogs had a quick opportunity to score, and then we worked it back on the other side. Kalamazoo went to another corner kick.
We'll get a Bulldog throw-in now. 8 minutes remaining in this opening half. It will be Nick Miller. Takes it and gives it away.
I'll tell you what, the pace of this game has really made me happy here. Not a whole lot of going outside of the lines. They've really kept it in the middle of the pitch, worked it around, and they've really calmed things down as far as the balls in the air. Like we said early on, it was really bouncing around, a lot of kickball action going on. But we've just seen a lot of open and fluid play, moving up and down the pitch, not really concentrated in one area. It'd be interesting to see what the halftime stats say as far as where the possession of the ball has been.
Yeah, early on it was definitely the Hornets controlling play with quite a few throw-ins deep in Bulldog territory, but the Bulldogs have evened it out and then some later. Now Jandareski comes up, takes this one. More bodies on the turf. That ball is just booted all the way back to Kondracki, who plays it back to Jandareski. Jandareski hits that one way up in the air. Miller wins it to Burns. Now the Bulldogs try to get something going. Played to Jennings. Nice defensive play there again. Bulldogs win another throw-in. Nick Miller started to backtrack. Not sure if he thought that went off a Bulldog, but regardless, Miller will take this throw-in. Plays it to Jennings. Right back to Miller. Miller hits one into the box. Just outside of it. It is won by the Bulldogs and played out. Another chance crossed into the middle. Nobody home, and now Sod with it. He rips one. Another nice defensive play by the Hornets. Hornets not letting anything get through now. And that ball is just crossed in. A little bit too much pace on it. Taken quickly by Jandareski. Trying to catch this Bulldog team off guard. Kalamazoo now with it as we reach that 6-minute mark. Played in. Now a chance here. Holden with it. Nice defensive play, though, there from Kreischmer. Now a missed tackle, and it gets right back up. Takes him down. Bulldogs will get another free kick out of it. Seen a lot of bodies hit the turf here lately. All these athletes giving it their all. What could be their last game of the year. Winner will advance to play Hope College on Wednesday, November 5th, I believe.
Yeah, they'll travel to Hope College as the overall #1 seed here.
That is taken by Sizemore. Ball is loose. Nobody wanted it. That is kicked. And it will come all the way out for a Bulldog throw-in. You got to think the Bulldogs will be happy to go into halftime up 1-0. Don't want to get too aggressive, but you also do not want to become too conservative. It's another throw-in here from Miller.
And it's really a game of give and take. You know, how much do you want to sell out to get another goal, or do you want to play a little more conservative and only send in maybe 6 or 7 players into the front of the pitch so you can get an offensive attack? It's interesting to see that on the back line right here at the 50-yard line, you have 3 Bulldogs matched up with 3 Hornets.
And a chance here in the box as that ball is kicked well over the net, but as you were saying.
Yeah, 3 Bulldogs matched up with 3 Hornets. All 6 of those players aren't even going back to help out the Hornets defensively. And then for the Bulldogs, obviously, if you have defenders up there, you're going to want to put a man on him, so that way it's not an easy breakout opportunity. So moving forward, and the next goal will decide how it's played. If there is another goal, will the Hornets have to play a little more defensively? If it's closer 1-0, they'll probably play a little more defensively. If they're down 2-0, then they'll play a little more offensively to try to get back into the game.
Yeah. If the Hornets somehow come back to tie this one, it's going to be interesting to see how the game is played at 1-1. Neither team wanting to make a mistake. We'll see if one team kind of takes control and plays on the offensive, or if both teams just kind of pass it back and forth, kill some clock, get to penalty kicks at one point. So that is taken away nicely by the Hornets. Taken right back, though. Played quickly. Ball is given away once again. Plumstead in the middle, taken away. And another nice defensive play. Ball is just, nobody really wants it. It's going back and forth, played out, and now taken. To Miller. Miller has Jennings. Jennings, poor first touch. Referee telling Jennings no more of that time wasting. I believe he knew he made it or missed it and went out of bounds, and then he kicked it away from Basil. So we reach 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this opening half. Ball's played out of bounds. It will be another throw in for Basil. Takes it quickly once again. It was loose. Nobody there. Jennings just boots it back into the Hornets' end.
Just a misread touch there by Zach Holden. He played it back for one of his teammates, but no one stepped up to fill the empty space. So Bulldogs, they look to play it back out on the offense.
Well, the goal kick at the 2-minute mark here for Jandereski. He's going to take it quickly. Once again, as Plumstead comes all the way back to get it. He's racing up this right side. The ball is played off Kondracki, and it will be another Bulldog throw-in.
I think almost the whole second half of the first half, we've really seen the Hornets not really able to keep any kind of possession. They've lacked the offensive pressure that we saw in the first 5 minutes. Bulldogs have really controlled the possession. They've been working it nice feet to feet here, but the Hornets, they really haven't had anything going here because they can't just maintain possession and have good passes. Bulldogs have been hounding them with pressure nonstop, as we've seen a couple of complaints go against them. But I'd like to see the Hornets move into the second half with a little more possession and play feet to feet instead of just trying to kick a through ball, as they have three offensive players out on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, the Bulldogs weathered that storm early. Now here's a last-ditch effort for Burns. Jumps over a tackle, and he is free with a lot of space. He winds up. He will take one. Back post. Not sure if he was going for the shot or if he was going back post to get a tap in. Because that might be the last-ditched effort in this first half.
Yeah, he was definitely going for the shot there. Try to get it on the far side post. Sizemore easily lets that one go as it was wide. And just under 30 seconds to go here. Bulldogs will just be looking to kick it. And one more touch to send it down towards the Hornets' end. And one last try here for Amin Burns, as he's had a frustrating first half.
Yeah, and that was played back post. Colby Connor did have a chance at it. Now a last-ditch effort for Jennings. Kicks it off the butt of Basil, and Bulldogs will head to the locker room up one. On that cross sort of back post pass from Burns, you may think if Lucas Ruiz was in the game, that's his position, they'd have more chemistry there. Regardless, Bulldogs with a really good first half of action. I believe head coach Mike Haynes is discussing things with the referee. Maybe not in agreement with a few calls. We'll see if that is any change to the second half. Nathan Lindler, Jack Whitehead up here in the booth. Overall, I'd say a pretty good start for the Hornets, but it was all Bulldogs sort of in that second half of the first half.
Yeah, and like you said on that last point, I think it might have made a difference is if Ruiz was out there in the left forward position, maybe a little more speed to get to the back post. But like you said here, moving into halftime, Bulldogs got the 1-0 lead. That's the thing they were looking for, is to have a first half goal, and then you can take this momentum and you have the home crowd energy, move it into the second half. I think the first 5 minutes is really going to tell a sign as to what we've seen. In the first 5 minutes of the first half, it was all Kalamazoo. They had several throw-ins down here on the near side. They had a couple good opportunities, and also they had that penalty kick, or the free kick that was right around the 15-yard line, just went right of the goal, and an outstretched diving attempt from Eli Sizemore. So, and then after that, it was all Bulldogs. They were able to keep possession. Like we said, Hornets really hadn't had a lot of offensive pressure since then. They've had no possession whatsoever, so the Bulldogs control it moving into the half.
Yeah, and KZoo with 6 total shots, 4 of which landed on net. Sizemore had to be sharp there. And then 2 shots on goal for the Bulldogs and 4 shots total. Possession total, we have some stats here. It says the Bulldogs do lead 53%. It's been mostly even for where Kalamazoo and the Bulldogs have just held a lot of possession there in between the 20 and 30-yard line in midfield. But overall, a good half for both teams. Bulldogs, again, with 8 fouls, so I'm sure we will see a lot more fouls in the second half. But last time these two teams played, we mentioned it early, all 4 goals were coming in that second half of action. And like you said, the 5-minute mark will tell a lot. Poland's Voigt last time these two teams played scored at 49-47, so that is well within that 5-minute opening to the second half. We will head for a break as long as I think we are good up here. We will have more second half action in this MIAA quarterfinal match between Kalamazoo College and your Adrian College Bulldogs next here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
Back here live at Docking Family Stadium for this second half of the MIAA quarterfinal matchup number 1 between the number 4 seed Adrian College Bulldogs and the number 5 seed Kalamazoo College Hornets. In other MIAA men's soccer, we have Calvin, number 3, hosting number 6 Olivet. 7 p.m. That will take place in Grand Rapids, Michigan on the campus of Calvin University. Winner of that one will take on Albion at 7 p.m. on November 5th. Once again, winner of this will face Hope College in Holland, Michigan at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, November 5th. Nathan Lindler, Jack Whited up here in the booth. We are just about set to get underway in this second half. Bulldogs leading the Hornets 1-0. What do you expect to see in this second half of action?
Well, like we said, the first 5 minutes could tell a sign. In the first 5 minutes of the first half, Kalamazoo had a lot of possession, a lot of control, a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs. Several throw-ins on this near side here, so they'll look to do the same things, obviously being down 1. They got their main man, Lucas Ruiz, back in there, the junior from Miami, Florida. He'll be looking to play a big part here. We'll see how they play it, if they want to play through him or try to get him a lot of shots. If you look at some of the stats, it's a pretty clean line here for Adrian. Only 2 players recording official stats, and that's Kyle Jennings with an assist, a shot, and a shot on goal. And then obviously Brian Baker, who scored the goals, also got the one shot on goal. But a couple of others here for Kalamazoo registering shots are Burns, Henry Plumstead, Ruiz, and Kondracki. And then only Plumstead and Kondracki and Collins Voigt were shots on goal, and then obviously the one red card going against Brody Plumstead. So I think things might get chippy here as we move down. It's a false start almost there from Brian Baker, expecting the kickoff to happen at a certain time, and he was way down the pitch by the time it actually did.
Yeah, Hadi Saad kicked that one, and Baker was well offside on that 50-yard line. So it's most of the same Bulldogs that started the match. Owen Emmert, Simon Daoud, Hadi Saad will check in, though, for the Bulldogs as Sizemore now boots this one away, and Baker sprinting after it once again. Is headed out of play by Soper. He's back in the game. Elijah Vu, freshman defender, will throw that one in. Swung on and missed by Matuza. Baker challenging Matuza. Matuza wins a free kick. We're going to see more of the same here in this second half of these Hornets taking these plays quickly. These set pieces. Paulins Voigt will take this one. A long ball in by everyone, and does trickle out the back. Will be a goal kick for Eli Sizemore.
Well, that was the pressure Kalamazoo was looking for. If Paulins Voigt is able to just keep that ball in play and maybe Kalamazoo settles things down in the offensive attack, then maybe they get a couple of shots on net, but it ends up squirting out the end line, and then Bulldogs look to break things out, go back on their offensive attack, and maybe things might be kind of back and forth early on in the first 5 minutes or so.
Sizemore taking his time. See how much that becomes a factor. Bulldogs time wasting, and Kalamazoo really doing the opposite. Here's a chance early for the Bulldogs. I believe that's Owen Emmert down there. He does win, I believe, a corner kick. They are going to avoid, or they are going to reward the Bulldogs with it. Will be Hadi Saad going up there, taking it, I believe, along with Nick Miller. The Bulldogs with a chance here to open up a 2-goal lead. As Kyle Jennings is standing on top of Jandareski. Bulldogs are ready to take this one.
He's almost backing into him.
Saad does take it. It's a big, high looper. And is going to be out of play, untouched. Just traveled way too far.
It's a good ball there, just about 5 to 10 yards too deep. If he's able to put that right in the middle of the goal, I think someone gets ahead on it, whether it's a Hornet or a Bulldog, but either way, that went just a little too far, so it squirts out the other side. We can work back on the near side.
The Hornets look to get some offense going. They have it. Nice defensive play there from Taylor. He just kicks that one. Collision there. Soper. Bulldogs and Baker gets taken down. Referee says play on. It's played up. Taken away by number 11. That's Plumstead. It's Brody Plumstead. Now a foul given to the Bulldogs. Kalamazoo with another chance from basically the same spot as the last one. Pulls Voigt. Take this one.
Yeah, he tried to gain an extra 5 or 6 yards here, but that foul clearly committed right there at the 45-yard line. Like you said, the same exact spot where it happened last time. So we'll see if he puts a little softer touch on here or maybe plays a little further towards the far post.
Paulins Voigt does play it long. It's a high, deep one into the net. Sizemore comes out, gets a hand on it, gets bumped into. Referee blows the whistle, but impressive strength there to get that one all the way there and high into the box. Dangerous. Sizemore had to be ready. Played it nicely coming out.
Yeah, real nice ball there from Evan Paulins Voigt. Just very high. That went above the field goal post here for football and then dropped in right where he wanted it, inside the box. Sizemore goes up, like I said, reaches up with his hands, and it gets rewarded after he gets bumped into. So Bulldogs look to play on here as they're back on the offensive third.
Baker heads it out to Jennings. Jennings has Emmert if he wants him. Plays it to Emmert. Plays it back to Jennings. Jennings crosses one through as Baker back post. A nice play there from Jandareski coming out of his net to cut that one off. Drop kicks it, and we are back. There's a big collision there. Jaron Taylor went flying, and he is slow to get up. for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs come away with the ball, though. Baker with it. Plays it, sort of a miss hit, right to the defender. Played up. Owen Emmert again. Gets leveled there by Paulins Voigt. They're going to award a free kick here just inside the 20-yard line. Bulldogs with a golden opportunity to take a 2-goal lead as we hit the 40-minute mark of this second half.
Yeah, really good chance here right on the 17-yard line. Almost like we saw with Kalamazoo. They had a free kick at the exact same spot. You might be able to see where the referee threw down his little chalk mark. And last time when Kalamazoo had it, he kicked it right of the wall, and it went wide of the post. So you see there, Jendereski, he's positioning his wall exactly where he wants it. He's going to go then on the far side post. So that way, any way the kick is taken, they'll be defended.
Hadi Saad takes this one. He goes for goal. Ball is loose, into the open net. I believe that's going to be an own goal. And it's number 2, Eamon Burns. It was a brilliant set piece by Hadi Saad. An incredible save by Jandareski off of the post and then into the open net.
You'll see it right here. Saad kicks it top right bin, and Jandareski gets a hand on it, hit off the post. Like we said, they're positioned perfectly. And then Amin Burns comes in, tries to clear it, but it hits off his chest. He doesn't have the touch, and it goes just past the goal line. Bulldogs with what might look like the game winner here, 2-0. They all celebrate, head down to the near side corner flag as they are just jacked up after scoring the second goal on the day. And now they're in a really good spot here, up 2-0. And now all the pressure's on Kalamazoo. You got to think for Adrian, you're all defense here. I mean, take advantage of an opportunity you get here. But Kalamazoo is just going to be going straight out for a goal. You're down 2. You got to make something happen.
Yeah, and a nightmare afternoon for Eamon Burns. Unfortunate there. Looked like Jandareski sort of mistimed his jump. Just got a fingertip on the ball to deflect it off the post. And Burns coming in trying to clear it. Like you said, off his chest and over the goal line. As Mike Haynes is losing his mind on the sideline, giving it to our official in between the benches. Now another chance. I believe it will be Paulins Voigt again, way over there.
Now Paulins Voigt is actually in the box, one of the taller heads. It might be one of the Plumstead kids.
I believe number 11 that is, and that ball is played long to the back post. Nobody home. And yeah, you can see that head of Evan Paulins Voigt. He's about a head taller than basically everyone out here. Smart to get him into the box.
It's good to know for Kalamazoo that you have 2 players on either side of the pitch that can take those longer free kicks.
Sizemore boots this one away. It's all offense now for the Hornets. Bulldogs, though they'd love a third goal, definitely do not have to press for a third one.
Well, you got time to work with here. Nothing but time. Clock is your friend. Obviously, you don't want to get caught wasting time, as we've seen. It was Kyle Jennings. He's got a couple talkings, too, here from the referee.
As the official on the sidelines.
Yeah, the linesman.
Yeah, he called that a foul. Referee says, nah, play on.
That was interesting to see how they call that, because the linesman can call a foul. You know, they wave their flag up in the air. But then I guess it's up to the center official's discretion as to call it if it really is a foul.
Yeah, he had his arm up right in front of the Bulldog bench. Bulldog fans and Bulldog bench players were not having it.
Because it was on the other side of the pitch where the linesman did the same thing. He called the foul, and then they were getting mad at the center official. And I was thinking, like, why would you get mad at him? It was the other guy that made the call. But I guess it is up to the center official. He has the final say.
Bulldogs with a throw-in now. Will be Owen Soper. Plays it to Owen Emmert. Back to Soper. Soper with a chance here. Plays it through. Jennings is there. A nice defensive play to thwart that attack. Now here come the Hornets. It's Ruiz. Taylor's done a nice job on him so far as Taylor gives it away to Ruiz. Ruiz plays it to Matuza. Now the ball is deep in Bulldog territory. Smartly just kicked out of bounds. Will be another throw-in, though. So we have a substitution coming in for the Hornets. It'll be Henry Plumstead will come right back in the game. He will take off, I believe, Nolan Edgel, number 30. A throw in here from Basil once again. See how far he can get this one into the box. It's there for the taking, headed away. Kyle Jennings. Now Basil right back with it. Throws it back into the box, headed towards the net. Back post. Just out of the reach of Poland's Voigt and out of play. Bulldogs survive another attack from the Kalamazoo College Hornets.
Got to think here for the Bulldogs. It's not easy soccer, but it's probably one of the simplest games you'll play as far as it's simple strategy, not games. The game is very hard, but simple strategy is just keep it away from your goal at all costs. You know, head the ball away, kick it. If you get any kind of chance, just try to clear it as far away as possible. Out of bounds is all right, but as long as it's further away from your goal, it's about as simple a tactic as you can have.
Poland's Voigt gave a little shove to Emmert. No call. No call once again. Bodies all over the place. Emmert to Soper. Soper plays it long. Vu going back. Vu gets pushed down, I believe. Referee signaling that he pushed him in the back. Now a whistle. I believe Jandareski just, like you've been mentioning all game, played it a little bit longer than he was supposed to. Rolled it too far up. He's done basically the same exact thing. Referee just says play on regardless. Jandareski in the corner. Will boot this one up. Doesn't go very far. A chance here. Soper plays it through. Jennings was running, and another nice defensive play from Kondracki. Said his name quite a bit. Now body's bumping here. Bulldogs come away with it. Sadi plays it long. Jennings with a chance back there. Jandareski does come out and play it smartly. Does one of those drop kicks once again. The ball's played long. Plumstead pressuring. The ball comes to Baker. Baker intercepts from the other Plumstead. Does turn it over. Laid in the center. Referee's arm is up. Offside. It's very close. Didn't look like it.
I think they might have called it against number 10, Henry Plumstead, on the far side, or excuse me, the near side closest to us, even though the pass wasn't intended for him.
Sizemore now with another kick. 33 minutes to go. Plays it long to Jennings. Jennings runs. A nice play there from Basil. He heads it out of bounds. Bulldogs playing a lot more in the Kalamazoo College end than we thought we'd see with a 2-0 lead. Still 33 minutes to play. Do not want to defend for 33 straight minutes. It's Bulldogs. And Soper with it. Plays it back to Kreichmer. He plays it long. Nobody there. Taken by Plumstead. Plays it up and gives it away. Right back to Soper. He gets hit up high.
Might get a card here.
Believe we are. And we are. Right there in the middle.
I think it's that dangerous play. Once you hit him about the chest or higher, square in the chest, or higher near the head, you might get a card there. Referee going to call a little tight here, and look at that. The player who got the card ends up going off. I don't know if the sub was waiting for him anyway, or if the coach just made a quick decision.
Yeah, that is Junior Matuza. He will sit. Just want to remind you once again to stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at AdrianCollegeTV today.
You see the linesman on the far side kind of shaking his head, thinking that Bulldogs were wasting time, but the clock actually wasn't running at that point because of the yellow card and then the substitution after, so kind of linesman had to eat his own words.
Saad sprinting after that one. It does make it out the back of the end zone. Will be another kick here from Jandareski. Seen this Kalamazoo team be able to score in bunches, especially against this Bulldog team. But they have not won a game that they've conceded a goal. We'll have to break that streak if they want to advance to play Hope College. Kalamazoo did lose 3-0 to Hope College. Bulldogs losing 2-0 to Hope College. See if either of those teams can pull off an upset, as this is a long ball. A nice play there. Kreitzmer falls down. A chance here. Sizemore comes out to play it. Number 10, Henry Plumstead, at a wide open net at the back post. Another nice play, though, from Eli Sizemore.
Yeah, that's a really good play from Sizemore. Caught it off the one hop, took it in the chest, almost like a catcher blocking the baseball. And it's really smart of him not to let it escape of his grasp, because, you know, like you said, they had Plumstead right behind him.
That ball is off the head of Vu. Be out for a Bulldog throw-in. You see Owen Soper just lightly jogging down to take this one. No rush for number 8. Plays it to Emmert. Emmert tried to get it to Saad. Couldn't do so. Given away, though. Right to the middle. Goes by everyone. Kalamazoo actually ends up with it. Burns gets it knocked away. A nice sliding tackle. Now the Hornets trying to play quickly. Vu does. It's a long one in off the head of Taylor. Burns, a heavy first touch. Ball does leave the field of play. So we get to that 30-minute mark. Third of the way through this second half. That ball is headed out of bounds once again. Bulldogs playing tight to this boundary, and a nice play by Baker. And then Sadi, just plays it deep. Owen Emmert sprinting after it.
And you got to sprint after it. You never know. A bad touch or just a whiff on a kick sometimes can happen there from the goaltender.
As Burns falls down again. He looks slow to get up. Ball is played over to Jennings. Jennings makes Basil miss. Jennings plays it across. Does get rewarded with a corner kick.
Another opportunity here for the corner kick. Like we saw the last one, just a little bit too far, and it ended up escaping off the end line. But now, I think you got that in the back of your head, right? Just put a little less touch on it. You got the wind with you. So just kind of try to dump it right there at the 6-yard line. Hopefully, Jandareski doesn't go and jump and get it. Got Jennings right in front of him.
Looks like Saad will take this one again. Does, and he plays it a lot better than the first time. A chance there from Baker. Him and Emmert had the best chances on it. But yeah, like you said, that was a great adjustment there from Hadi Saad. Taking that one, played it perfectly into the box.
Substitution here, taking out Amin Burns. He's not going to be happy heading back on that bus. Whether it's a win or a loss, either way, he's not going to be happy with his performance.
Matuza comes right back on. That ball is played to the boundary. Joey Basil will let that one go. 28 minutes to go. It's now or never for the Hornets. Ball's played up into the air. Headed by Ruiz. Ball is going towards the boundary. A nice effort there. Can't get the number by a Kalamazoo College player. Kept it in and forced Jaron Taylor, to kick that one to the boundary.
Interesting play there by one of the Bulldogs defenders. Maybe Owen Miller or Griffin Parr. Actually, number 29, Jaron Taylor. He kind of kicked it off a heel and went out of play. If he left it, Sizemore could have taken it.
Elijah Vu crosses one in dangerously back post, and a really nice defensive play playing at the back post, and now the Bulldogs are away in Baker. Baker, one of the faster guys on this team. This is what we were talking about. Kalamazoo having to put a lot of guys in the box allows for transition plays like Brian Baker right here. Baker makes Basil miss, and then Basil just kicks that one out.
Well, yeah, they caught a bit of luck there. After Basil kicked it out, it hit off of Baker's foot, so it'll result in a goal kick. Boy, if Adrian could have had a corner kick on that one, they might have been able to capitalize.
27 minutes remaining. Taylor played that one high. Ball is loose. Plumstead, the big collision, does get whistled for the foul.
And after that ball bounced around a few times, referee going to put a stop to this clock.
Will be a free kick here for the Bulldogs. Sod will take this one once again. Plays it, I believe, trying to get it to Jennings. Basil with good defense there. Sod does head it back to Jennings. Falling down is Emmert. Now the ball is played up, headed around by everyone. Bulldogs do come away with it in Soper. Plays it to Baker. Has Emmert and Sod if he wants them. He elects to make a man miss, and he does make Vu miss. Played out to Sod. Sod slips when trying to cross one in. Allows for an easy defensive play from Poland's Voigt. Bulldogs, though, come right back in. Keeping on the offensive here, even though they're up 2-0. That one is played long. Eli Sizemore comes out. He's going to have to kick it away. And that ball is kicked into the opposing visitor stands.
That's going to be a long walk for the ball retriever. No one is in there.
He's hustling up. He's got it. He's an athlete. 25:40 to go. Last-ditch effort. That ball does trickle out of bounds. Bulldogs with possession once again. But we've seen this Kalamazoo team. Obviously, they scored 2 against the Bulldogs. They scored 2 against number 3 Calvin. Also scored 2 against Olivet. They have scored 2 in games prior, as the referee talking once again with players.
Yeah, that one right there, a Bulldog was slow to get up, so they stopped the clock on a little injury timeout. Let's see if the trainer gets out. You can see the head coach for Kalamazoo really.
He is barking at someone. Mike Haynes is not having it with the Bulldogs. It's either the Bulldogs player or the head referee. One of the referees. I'm not sure. Can't really tell who he's yelling at. But now here comes the head referee over to tell him to shut it. He's actually just going to hear him out. Clock is stopped, so nothing really happening right now.
And both these teams are second half teams. Each team only has scored 4 goals in the first half all year. Kalamazoo has scored 12 in the second half, and Adrian 10.
As Mike Haynes just got a yellow card. I'm sure he does not really care about that. He does get a yellow. Now, we're up here in the booth, so we can't really hear the verbal confrontation going, but the Bulldog fans definitely can, and they are showing some frustration here as they want to get this game on the move.
Yeah, as soon as that yellow card came out, you could hear an uproar of the crowd absolutely cheering. And I'm not really sure what the penalty is for a coach as far as the yellow card, but I'm assuming since it looks like he's taking a seat, you kind of see that sometimes in youth basketball where they'll give you what's called like a seatbelt rule where you have to be sitting now for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, sort of like in baseball, if a coach is not allowed to leave the dugout again or something like that as Kyle Peterson comes back in the game. Regardless, that'll be Mike Haynes will get a yellow. I don't think that affects much in the on-field play, but we will finally get this game back underway. Bulldogs will have a throw-in. Off comes Simon Dawid. He will sit.
Well, an advantage for the players is that they got a nice little 2-minute rest there. They didn't have to move at all. So it's a perfect, really, halftime to the second half. They're right in the middle. 25 minutes to go, 20 minutes down, 25 to go. So they get a little mini halftime after that altercation.
That ball swung on and missed, and here comes Plumstead. Plumstead with some room here. Lays it off, and another big chance, and that one is taken up into the James F. Thomas Pavilion area around the netting of the goalposts. I believe that was number 25, Junior Matuza, with a attempted shot. Just did not hit it very well. That will go out for a Sizemore kick as we hit the 25-minute mark of this second half.
It's a good opportunity there, a really good move, but I believe it was Brody Plumstead kind of had an opportunity, gave it to his teammate, and maybe just a little forced shot there. If he's able to have another touch, possibly get another pass to a fellow Hornet, they're able to get a better shot on net. Kind of just a last-ditch effort, but here they come back again on the offensive attack.
And it's Ruiz winning that throw-in. Going to have to think he's going to be a big factor in this second half. That is thrown in. Ball is up in the air. Ruiz is there. He does win yet another corner kick. And Elijah Vu is sprinting over there to take that one quickly.
Well, there's a golden opportunity here for Kalamazoo. If you want to get on the board, you got to cut into the deficit here.
A lot of bodies in the box. Vu hits it in and headed away nicely. Comes all the way back out, and Plumstead just sends it right back where it came from. Dangerous ball. Sizemore does come out of his net and get it, and then he throws it ahead, and Baker has room to run. Basil, really the only defender on this side, has to make him miss, and he does. Plays it by him. Owen Emmert is in the box. Brian Baker comes all the way down, takes a heavy touch on his last one, and he's going to be kicking himself for that, as that does just exit the field of play, and it will be a kick for Jandareski.
Boy, that was a really good opportunity. Like we said, the transition opportunities coming off of the corner kicks have really been big here for the Bulldogs. Would like to go up and down.
Your first saw it in the middle, and that one hits the play clock for what they use for football. Speaking of football, the football team did win today. Adrian College football team still yet with only that one loss against Hope College on a last-second field goal. They did beat Kalamazoo College today 34-7. As Jandareski now slips. Does get a pretty good kick on it, though. That one is going to be played off, I believe, of a Bulldog. It will be. Now Kalamazoo, got to think they got to get one here soon just to make it a one-kick game. Now here's a chance. Played off of Taylor. Ball is loose in the middle. Headed up. Here comes Sizemore out. And he does make a play on it. Joey Basil in there. Headed that one through. Now Sizemore will take all the time he needs to set a play up. I believe Zach Holden was the other one in there. Sizemore just boots this ball long down the field. Headed back, and Soper gets hit through. Ran through from behind. Zach Holden, and that will be yet another card. Will be the fourth yellow on the day for Kalamazoo College. Third for the players. It's Kyle Peterson and I believe it's going to be Connor Hayes, number 18, set to check back in.
And that 4 yellow cards for Kalamazoo is well above their average of only 2.5 per game. Here they got 42 on the season, divided by 16 games is about 2.6.
Sizemore taking this one. Plays it long. A good one into the box. As Emmert, I believe, just fell hard on that left knee. Regardless, Kalamazoo College is away. Played outside to Ruiz. Now he plays a left foot in, and a dangerous opportunity, and Sizemore makes a huge play. And they're going to say handball on the Bulldogs. And I believe we're going to get a penalty kick here for Kalamazoo. I'm not sure what player that hit, but basically every Kalamazoo player put their hand up.
Yeah, Sizemore comes out and makes a terrific play after a Kalamazoo player was trying to get that shot on net, and unfortunately an indirect handball off of the hand of a Bulldog. So we got a penalty kick here, 21:30 left to go, and this is it right here. I think it's obviously not going to decide the game, but if the Bulldogs can get a stop here, if Eli Sizemore can stand tall in net, you got to feel really good about the Bulldogs' chances with the last 21 minutes to go.
Will be Henry Plumstead, but like you said, yeah, nothing really Bulldogs can do there.
I bet he goes right.
Henry Plumstead, number 10, looking for his 5th goal of the year to keep really the Kalamazoo College hopes alive. Runs up, deposits it right as you said to the right corner. And all of a sudden, we have a one-shot game as Kalamazoo gets that ball quickly. And now we start to play soccer. That'll be Henry Plumstead's 5th of the year, tying him with the team lead, Lucas Ruiz. But
yeah, getting there to look at it, that's just your textbook. You practice that all the time as a kid, and especially now, nice and easy, firm right off the right side. Sizemore guessed correctly, just couldn't make the save.
Yeah, Sizemore doing really everything he could. Just really a perfect penalty. Can't really defend that. We are right back to a one-goal game. There's now a little bit of tension in the air. Docking Family Stadium. Kalamazoo College is now within one. Kyle Peterson shoved over Joey Basil. The referee did catch it this time. Both players verbally arguing. Jandareski, though, takes this one. Kicks it long. And a chance here. Plumstead, if he had a good first touch, he would have had a chance.
Got to be careful if you're the Bulldogs here. You don't want to let this game get out of hand and let them come back in it. Obviously, they are in it. It's 2-1. But you want to have a couple of good signs showing up here, have good touches, move the possession up, and have even one or two more opportunities in this next 5 minutes as we wait a couple more substitutions. They're not up yet, but they eventually will come. And I think those subs coming off of the bench could be big moving towards the later stages of the game.
Kyle Jennings just throws Vu to the ground. Referee says there was a foul. Bulldog fans do not agree. But now, Poles Voigt take this one quickly again, just kills that ball all the way down, and a brilliant first touch, and he gets taken down hard. Referee says play on, though. That looked like one of the clear fouls. Regardless, good for the Bulldogs. Sizemore can kill some more time as we are under 20 minutes to go. Sizemore will kick this one off. Sizemore does kick it long. Bulldogs and Jennings. Plays it off to Peterson. Peterson heads it. Poles Voigt. Peterson collide. Poles Voigt just somehow keeps that in brilliantly. Now here come the Hornets. And Burns is right back in the game. Amin Burns. He's had a rough game, but if he can score late in this one to tie it up, really all those frustrations go to the wayside. Burns is goalless on the year. He's a defenseman, so he probably won't see a goal. As Vu and Baker slips, the ball does travel out of bounds. Now Vu. He plays it back. Kondracki now sends it long. Plumstead is there. Taylor heads it away to the other Plumstead. Plumstead does keep it in for a second. Referee does say the ball did hit out of bounds. Now the Bulldogs, 18 minutes away from advancing to the semifinals and winning an MIAA playoff match for the first time since 2018. Still 18 minutes away from doing so. Now it's played up. Basil heads it right back in. Matuza now plays it to an open side. Burns goes after it. Bulldogs Miller will just let it trickle out of play.
Yeah, under 18 minutes to go here. I think the Bulldogs, in this last minute or so since I've said it, they've had a couple of positive signs here. A couple of substitutions waiting in the wings. Looks to be number 15, Aiden Biter, who also started the game. And then Simon Daweed, who is usually one of the first couple of men off of the bench.
Yeah, we'll see when and looks like they are ready to come in. We'll see them the next stoppage. But first, Plumstead is away again. Henry Plumstead with it. He makes a man miss, throws it into the center. It's loose. It's sitting there. Nice defensive play. Job is not done yet as that ball is kicked probably closer to the highway than the goal. And that was number 2, Amin Burns with a chance there. And that ball's going to go out for a goal kick. Just a reminder, ACTV broadcasts are fully student-ran. You have my partner, Nathan Linder, myself, Jack Whitehead, Olivia Cronin directing us behind the scenes. Keegan Wade is running the camera upstairs. Kendra Shoup getting some content for us. And then Josiah Durrell working as the streaming coordinator. Students call the shots around here, literally. This is the Bulldogs now 16 and a half minutes away. It's Kyle Jennings, and I believe that was number 21 coming off. It was Saad coming off. And then, like you said, Aiden Biter and Simon Daweed do come on. 16 minutes to play. Daweed gets an early touch. Kicks that one forward. Ball is loose. Kicked away by Basil. And that ball's going to trickle out of bounds. Vu with it. Vu plays it back. Kondracki over to Poland's Voigt. He plays it long. Plumstead with a nice first touch. He tries to make someone miss. Nice defensive play. Taken down in the process. Now the Bulldog player is down. Can't quite get the number on that. Looks to be all right regardless.
I think that's Griffin Parr, number 30.
He gets right back up. And Eli Sizemore will take this free kick.
You can feel like the momentum shifting here as the Hornets, like I've said, they've had a lot more possession. That's how they score the goal. They're working it feet to feet. They've had the time to work with. Bulldogs, they're now the ones playing kickball and just trying to keep it away from their goal as much as possible. It works when you're up 2-0, but now that you're down 2-1, you're up 2-1, you almost want to get a third to go in the net.
And here's a play thrown through. Kondracki plays it across. Here's a chance. Big defensive play by the Bulldog defense as that was number 2. Amin Burns once again with a golden chance. And Burns plays it, or he thought he was going to play it quickly, but another brilliant defensive play by the Bulldogs. But now another dangerous corner as Elijah Vu. He's played these ones pretty well into the box. We'll get another chance here as he plays it. Ball swinging in. It's a good one. Ball is loose there for the taking, headed towards goal. Sizemore thwarts that Plumstead attack. Bulldogs survive yet another push from Kalamazoo.
It was Nick Miller who made that last play on the shot from Burns. He's able to get his foot on it, tips it up out of play over the net. And if he doesn't get his foot on that, we're looking at a 2-2 ball game.
Kalamazoo, though, right back on the attack.
Bulldogs have got to do a better job of winning these 50-50 balls. Recently, when they get a break and they get that goal kick, they just haven't won it, and Kalamazoo goes right back on the offensive pressure.
Kreichmer sends one to midfield. Now here come the Bulldogs with an opportunity. I believe that is Soper. Baker's back door, if they can get it to him. Deflected by Peterson in the middle. Baker would have had a tap in.
Yeah, Baker was all alone there on the backside. If that one gets by Peterson, almost if he could let it go, I think Baker's just fields it off of the one hop and puts it in the back of the net.
Basil plays this one long. Kreichmer needs to be careful. Both Plumsteads are in there, and Kreitzmer hits the turf hard. Looks like we're going to have 2 more substitutions at some point here for the Bulldogs. It'll be Nicholas Kiafoulis and Connor Hayes, who started the game.
Clock is still running.
13 minutes and counting.
I thought they would have stopped the clock on that one, and now they have, because another Bulldog is hit the deck there on the 30-yard line.
I believe that is Kyle Peterson. And Paulin's Void, as you say that, is talking to the referee about that, about stopping the clock earlier, and Owen Emmert now believes to be coming back in at some point. Kyle Peterson is waving off the training staff.
The referee was waving him in.
Official called him in, and then Peterson, at the same time, tells him, nope, he's good. He's going to walk off.
The referee's saying, well, if you're good, then why don't you get up and get off?
I believe, yeah, he will come off now. So Owen Emmert will come on for him. Baker getting some water. Kiafoulis and Hayes will be coming in at any moment. 12:49 to go. Bulldogs clinging to a 1-goal lead. Kyle Peterson looks like he wants to come back in this game. He's got his palms to the sky. See if he does. Regardless, Bulldogs and Sizemore kick it away. Right to Owen Emmert. Soper with it. Chance on the far side. I believe that is Biter, excuse me. That ball trickles out the back end. 12 minutes to go. And more stoppages. Oh, they're going to take off Baker. Kiafoulis will come in for Baker as they look to transition to really solely defense. We've seen Jennings and Baker come off. And Nick Miller.
And if that's it for Baker today in this game, you got to be happy with the performance. You know, really good job here. Obviously scored the 1 goal, the 1 shot on net, and over 60 minutes played. A really good showing from the freshman.
Yeah, he was dangerous basically all night. Obviously had that 1 goal, but he had countless other opportunities.
He had that one last chance there at the end if that ball was able to get past Peterson.
Plumstead plays it out to Ruiz. Kiafoulis takes Ruiz down from behind. Now a dangerously close chance here from Kalamazoo. It's Burns lining up over it. As well as Mares Viveros, excuse me, and he's going to take it. Number 7 plays it low in. Not sure he wanted that. He's right back with it. Plays it to the corner. Burns sprinting after it. Taylor there as well. Burns crosses it in. Ball is loose. Play to the back post, just out of the reach of Plumstead. More dangerously close activities. They are going to say it's tipped out of play. Kalamazoo will get it rewarded with another corner kick. As Burns looks like he's limping. He's had quite a few opportunities.
Yeah, Burns ran into those kind of line ropes on the far side. Not sure if those were set up for this game or maybe just for the football games.
Regardless, ball is swung on low again. Not sure if Viveros wants them to be that low. Kondracki now. He plays it right back in. And a nice play by Plumstead. He's got a chance here. He's got it right in front of the post there, and then he takes down Bulldog defender. Bulldogs clinging. 11 minutes to go. Sizemore takes his time jogging over. He will boot this one away. Plays it deep. Nice play there by Vu to play it in the middle. Keeping it in play. Plumstead with it again. This is Brody. A nice defensive play, though, there from Simon Dawid.
Those are some of the positive signs we're looking for, just to keep it out of play and a good defensive stand there to not let him work it down the sideline.
Vu leaves this one for Basil. Basil throws it into Plumstead. Ball's deflected loose. Not sure who that's out off of. And they're going to reward a corner kick again. And now Burns is going to take this one himself. See if he takes it. He is going to take it. Nobody else around him. See if he goes for a little higher approach. He keeps it low again. Ball is loose there. Sitting. They're going to get a whistle. I believe Sizemore did corral that ball and then lost it, but referee blows the whistle. Bulldog fans can exhale as we hit just under 10 minutes now.
Yeah, on the entry of that corner kick came in, a Hornet pushed the Bulldog down, and that's what drew the whistle. I think the reason he's trying to play it low is sometimes you're able to, you can kick it a lot harder than you can off your head. So I think some of the higher balls, they just haven't had much success off of it. So they're probably thinking if they can skip it in there off the turf, sometimes can be unpredictable based on how high it can bounce or how low and how fastly it can really bounce. If it bounces off the turf over the foot of a Bulldog, a Hornet player can come and pick it up.
Yeah, and we didn't see that the first two opportunities, but that one definitely did. Sizemore was caught off guard. Kind of hit him and then just sat there. Ball was played into the net. The whistle had already blown. Hornets are right back on the attack. And that ball just out of the reach of Ruiz.
And on some of those previous corner kicks where they have played it up high, we've seen Sizemore just come out and punch it away, and that's how they've got some of those transition opportunities. So now they've changed it up, decided to play it low. That way, Sizemore can't really use his hands as effectively as it could be in the air.
As Hadi Saad comes right back in. Andy Ignatovich will sit. The referee's instructing scorekeeper to add, I believe, 11 or 12 seconds back onto the clock. It's sitting at 8:42 now. Sizemore kicks it away. A nice play in the middle of the field, though, by Saad. And that one is played deep to Ruiz. He heads it. Really nobody there, and Taylor sends it back to where it came from. Burns now with it. He plays it along the boundary. Plumstead going after it. Kreichmer just kicks that one out of bounds. We're going to get more stoppages. I believe Kreichmer may have just clipped Plumstead on this follow-through. Bulldogs will have a throw-in.
Interesting to see that the Bulldogs kind of playing more with three defensemen. They have three back on the back line. And I think on the far side, too, stepping up to make the play now is almost their fourth defenseman along there with number 8, Owen Soper. Considering they're only up one goal and they probably want to play a little more of a defensive attack, they'd like to see them get maybe a fourth defenseman back there.
Yeah, it's all defensive now, especially with 8 minutes to go. There's more hollering from the Kalamazoo bench.
Yeah, that is all from the bench. I thought maybe it was from the crowd, but no, that is all from the bench.
And that is either Carl Whitehouse or TJ Uziak. Not really sure who. It is not head coach Mike Haynes being the catalyst behind this. He is subject to just sitting on the bench. The official between the benches is having a stern talking to.
Yeah, the assistant coach, I think he was stepping up, almost taking the place of the head coach, but since the coach got the yellow card, I think they're kind of limiting him to say, hey, you really can't stand up, especially considering you're just the assistant coach, which is interesting because on the other side, the Bulldogs have three coaches all standing up near the center line.
Taken down by Polens Voigt. Bulldogs with an opportunity to ice it. So we get another yellow card. Somehow we have not had a red. We've had 5 yellows. It's all the separate players. A golden chance here from Saad.
Yeah, these two referees, the head and then the one by the bench, are having a conversation. It looks like they're going to get together. I'm not sure what they're discussing, maybe time on the clock per se, or maybe a ruling on how they're going to address the assistant coaches standing up for Kalamazoo. But Now for the Bulldogs, you got a lot of time here, a quick minute to kind of set your piece up, how you want to play it. They got the free kick here at the 20-yard line, 30 yards away. And then you got 3 players near the 18-yard line. Obviously, you have the wall.
And another yellow card has been given to another one of the Kalamazoo Hornets coaching staff.
That might be a record. Most yellow cards given to a coaching staff.
Yeah, we are at 2. That's, I believe, now 6 maybe combined for Kalamazoo. Our stat sheet says 4, but they just give 2. Regardless, Bulldogs and Sod with a chance to really put the nail in the coffin. 6:50 to go. 2-goal deficit seems a bit insurmountable. He will take this one. I'm sure this one's going on net. Just a matter of if he can get a good kick on it. Here we go. Sod does get good wood on it, but it is right into the arms of Jandareski. Play quickly. Played right back into Kalamazoo territory and Vu. Vu gives it away. Soper plays it long to Biter. Runs that one down, but
yeah, the Hornet wall on that free kick didn't even move at all. They didn't even jump. They just kind of stood there and made sure nothing silly was going to happen, and the kick was right into the breadbasket of Jandareski.
Sod intercepts that one. He does a few spin moves. Ball is taken away, though. Now it's played back into Kalamazoo territory. Ball is still loose. It's off Vu. Ball, nobody really wants it, and now they finally get it, and Sod plays it through. He gets tackled down. Referee awards, and we have more stoppages. It looks like another card is coming. Oh, my goodness. That time it's to number 7. That'll be Mares Viveros, who he just recently checked on, so that'll only be his first card.
Yeah, I wonder how many current players on the field have a yellow card.
I believe that is 5 cards now total for Kalamazoo players, 2 on the coaching staff. I'm not really sure who has all of them. But now, Sod, another golden opportunity from basically the same spot, just a little bit more right. Right hash, just under 6 to go. Trying to win this one. Hadi Sod lines up, kicks it right off the wall. A chance here for the Bulldogs, and a big defensive play by number 14, Joey Basil, as he kicks that one loose. Might have just saved the season for now. Bulldogs still with pressure. I believe that's Soper, or excuse me, it's Biter. Just wasting time. Does kick it towards the net. Gobbled up by Jandareski. He will kick this one immediately as we reach that 5-minute mark. I feel like it's got to be now or never. Lucas Ruiz or one of the Plumsteads. You got to think, got to take this game over. So Ruiz is with it now. Ruiz plays it to the center to Matuza. Matuza does get it back. Plays it out to Plumstead. Plumstead. A nice defensive play, though, from Kiafoulis. Plumstead plays it back to Vu. Plumstead with an opportunity here. Has a little bit of space. Plays it into the box. Chance here. Blocked away. Ball is still loose. Trying a bicycle kick, it looked like. That ball just does trickle out the back. Bulldogs surviving here.
Yeah, very scary situation there. Panic setting in for the Bulldogs on that one. A really good opportunity. The ball moved into the middle of the box, and a one-time shot from a Hornet hit the body of a Bulldog. Bounced around again. Bicycle, might as well try it this late in the season. You got to fight for anything you can get. And then Kyle Jennings just checked back in onto the pitch under 5 minutes to go.
I believe currently we have 4 Kalamazoo players with the yellow card who are on the pitch. Matuza, Holden, Basil, and Plumstead. I believe it's Brody Plumstead with it. I don't think they really care, though. Come to these last 4 minutes, they'll do anything they can. Bulldogs playing really great here in the other Kalamazoo end. Just time wasting. Bulldogs basically right in front of that corner kick flag as Kyle Jennings is there. Bulldogs content with holding it right down here. More throw-ins for the Bulldogs as they've wasted almost 30 seconds now, and now they throw it to Sod. Plays it back smartly to Jennings. He takes a rip at goal. A big save, though, from Jandareski. Now 3:30 left. Now or never, really, for the Hornets. Headed through. Burns tried to make something out of nothing. Played to Plumstead. It's headed away. Ball is still loose and played out of harm's way. Nice first touch there from Kondracki, but the Bulldogs come away with it. No signal from the side official. Head referee does say Kalamazoo ball. Thrown long by Basil. Body's flying, now lands to Plumstead. Plays it to the other Plumstead. Ball is still loose and in play. Referee in front of the Bulldogs and says it does trickle out. 2 minutes, 37 seconds as Kyle Peterson comes back into this game. For I believe it's Keophilis. Will sit. Bulldogs are just all on the defense now. Trying to salt away these remaining 2.5 minutes. Ball was played high into the middle. Headed away. Now a chance here for Emmert. Bulldogs doing a fabulous job, and Jennings is just going to play that one to the corner. Basil and Emmert running after it. Emmert wins the throw-in. 2 minutes to go. As Kyle Jennings will take a slow walk. Smartly. Really, I assume just throws it to Emmert here. Could just waste a little bit more time as Jennings just does not elect to throw it in. And now Emmert does come away with it. Emmert is in the box. Now Kalamazoo does clear it. Now they've got to get on the attack, and a nice ball there, and Burns is away. Amin Burns still with it. Plays it back. Plumstead. He crosses one through. Sizemore does come away with it. I'm going to say the ball traveled out of bounds, I believe. Regardless, it's Eli Sizemore's ball. 1:20 remaining.
Bulldog fans on pins and needles here. They just got to ride out another 75 seconds.
75 seconds is going to feel like 5 minutes. If you're the Bulldog fans, as there's a loud foul there.
Penalty here. They can waste a lot of time on this one. Surprised they don't stop the clock, and now they do.
More whistles as there is 57 seconds remaining. Bulldogs, you got to think Simon Doed is just going to kick this one all the way down. You can see Kyle Jennings pointing to that flag in the corner. I got to think that's what they're going to do.
They're going to play it down towards the corner and just kind of do that box out method where they have the ball in front of them, keep the defender on their back.
That is exactly what they do. And Kyle Jennings does track it down, and he will waste some more time. Jennings finally just plays it out, but it's smartly. Plays it so it's a throw-in, 40 seconds to go. Thrown all the way down. Ball is played out of bounds. Ran up about 5 yards past to where the ball left. Now it's just kicked by Kondracki. Bulldogs not letting Kalamazoo get anything going. He's going to call contact up towards the head, and he's going to just tease us. 13 seconds left. Bulldogs with possession. Gotta think this one's all but over. And another one. I believe that is number 8 on the yellow card department. Yeah. All going against Kalamazoo College.
That one against number 14, Joey Basil. The head contact, both heads kind of collided at the same time. That's Soper there. Yeah, Owen Soper kind of didn't play it. He played it off at first, trying to just drown out the clock a little bit more if he could keep it in play for another 20 seconds, and then noticed it went out of bounds, so he sold it a little bit more. And now with the free kick in the Bulldogs' possession, they're just one kick and a couple more touches away from an MIAA quarterfinal win.
Yeah, you got to think same thing here, just booted all the way down, parring a travesty. The Bulldogs will walk away victorious. Taken by Simon Daoud. He does just that. Headed. See if Saad can keep it in. He can for a little bit. But that is all she wrote as the Bulldog fans count it down. And they will head to Hope College. Bulldogs victorious 2-1 in this quarterfinal matchup and get a rematch against Hope College. They just recently lost to on October 25th. Bulldogs go into that one with some momentum as they get their first MIAA playoff win since 2018.
Yeah, an unbelievable game here. A battle of possession early on. Kalamazoo controlled it, had a couple of chances there. And then Bulldogs, they really put the hammer down late in the first half, obviously culminating in that Brian Baker goal. They're able to get the job done, put it home. They use that momentum into the second half. They score within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half. Like we said, early on second half was going to tell the story. They put it home, up 2-0. They play keep away for a little bit. But then a handball inside the box ends up giving Kalamazoo a shot back in the game. So they're tied. They bring it back 2-1. And then things got interesting really late on. Chippy really for Kalamazoo because they're just playing, last-ditch effort. The last game of the season, they want to try everything they can to get the possession, get the ball, even if it means hitting a couple of Bulldogs up top. And that's what drew out the cards, and especially those cards against the coaches here for Kalamazoo. Haven't seen that before, really. But story of the game is Bulldogs. They win it 2-1. Unbelievable job here and move on to face Hope this Wednesday.
Yeah, the Bulldogs win this one 2-1. 8 total cards in this game, all 8 going to Kalamazoo College. 6 of them to the players, and then of course 2 to the coaching staff, let's say, of the Hornets. Hornets season will end at 4-9-4, and once again, if they concede a goal, they have lost, or tied. They have not won a game where they've conceded a goal. That trend continues as they will be heading home a lot earlier than they expected. Bulldogs improved to 6-12-1 and improved to a winning record in conference play. They're now 4-3-1. They will take on, like you said, Hope College November 5th at 6 p.m. The other quarterfinal match is Olivet and Calvin. That game will take place in a little under 2 hours at 7 p.m. on the campus of Calvin University. That is going to do it from us up here in the booth. Bulldogs come away victorious. We'll take on Hope College November 5th at Hope College. We will make sure to tune in for that one. But for Nathan Lindner, myself, Jack Whitehead, we want to thank you all for tuning in to this ACTV MIAA men's soccer matchup. And we want to wish the Bulldogs luck on Wednesday. But for us, signing off, and as always, go Bulldogs.